Good evening from the Pompey Observatory. Capturing the International Space Station has been a hit and miss exercise lately. Sometimes we have a gorgeous ISS going straight through the middle of the frame, exactly when we want it. Other times, just a blank screen and nothing happens. Answering the why question is the tricky part. I usually start the day by looking at astrophotic that tells me if there is a good pass of the ISS over us. In this case, it indicates this is for tonight, that the International Space Station will reach a maximum altitude at around 2156 and then enters Earth's shadow at 2158 and gives us an estimate of where it's going to be. Looking further, I go to Stellarium Web to see where is the International Space Station going to be at 2158. It says it's going to be at azimuth 134 and altitude 3 degrees, which is way too low. So I go over to Stellarium app, and at exactly the same time, 2158, 9:58 p.m., it says the ISS will be at 171 degrees azimuth and 46 degrees altitude. That's a big difference. So I keep shopping around. I go to Starry Night. Starry Night says at 2158, the ISS will be at 150 degrees azimuth and 29 degrees altitude. Next, I look at inthesky.org, and in this case, at 2158, it says the ISS will be at 151.9 degrees and 30.1 in altitude. Last but not least, I look at Skytrack. Skytrack tells me at 2158, the International Space Station will be at 151 degree, 20 minutes, and elevation or altitude of 30 degrees and 39 minutes. Keeping in mind that the field of view of my 11-inch Celestron Edge HD is 14 minutes by 8 minutes. So an error this big explains why sometimes I have a blank screen. I tried to plot all of those on a simple chart. And as you can see here, Stellarium Web is an outlier. Stellarium app is the other outlier. So Stellarium is out as far as I'm concerned for the International Space Station. On the other hand, Astrospheric, Starry Night, In the Sky, and Skytrack, they are clustered here at around 150 degrees in azimuth and about 30 degrees in altitude. The difference among them is still significant enough that it does not tell me where it's going to be, hence the hit or miss. Tonight I plan to put 3 telescopes and guide them using the 4 different apps. I will have the Edge HD programmed at the Skytrack position. I'll have DWARF looking at what Starry Night tells me, and I will have Seestar looking at what In the Sky tells me. And we'll see which one of them is going to show us the International Space Station. So join me tonight. So long from the Pompey Observatory.